You have made it to day 4. You made it past hump day. We're halfway through the first week, and you only have 2 weeks. So stay active. Keep doing your homework and your assignments each day so that you can earn that prize. All right, so today we're going to talk about inviting. Yesterday we talked about keeping yourself personal. And it flows right into today as far as inviting, because you really want to make sure that you're doing all of it on a very personal level. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that for years I was extremely anti multi-level marketing. Like, I didn't care what friend or what family member was selling what. I didn't really want anything to do with it. Sometimes I would buy whatever was cheapest in the catalog just to say I supported someone, but I sure was not going to be signing up for it because it was all about sales. So I was very anti multi-level marketing because of the whole you have to invite people to have a party for you. You had to invite people to buy stuff so you can hit your goals, all of that stuff. So when I joined Beachbody, and the very first thing I heard was 3 vital behaviors, and one of them was invite, that you need to be inviting people to join your challenges and yada yada. I was like, no, I'm checking out. I'm not having it. I am not going to be salesy. I'm not doing it. But thankfully, I kept plugging and chugging into all that personal development stuff. And one of the things that I saw was from Denise Needham, and it was one of the videos in the back office. And for a new coach training, and one of the things was about inviting, and she said it beautifully. The very first part of inviting is inviting to be your friend, and you can do that constantly throughout the day. Anytime you come into contact with people, it never fails, which I can talk to a stranger. So, I do have a leg up on the fact that I am outgoing. So it's not uncomfortable for me to strike up a conversation with someone, but just in talking to people. And it's crazy how in a small community you can make a connection. And I don't know how many people that I've talked to throughout the span of these 3.5 years, and somewhere through the conversation, they realize who I am, and they have an aunt that did a challenge with me, or a cousin that did a challenge with me, or a friend, and that they see me as a real person. And then somewhere through the way, I'm able to turn them into a challenger. So just keeping the lines of conversation open. Another thing is just reaching out to people on Facebook or on Instagram, whatever you're most active in, that you can rekindle that relationship with those friends of yours from, elementary school and junior high and high school and college. Just reaching out to them, not saying anything business wise, but just opening up that line of communication again so that maybe you can get back and forth in some type of conversation to where they're going to start following you on social media. So when out of the blue, bam, you post something about your challenge group and what this business has done for you, or what that challenge that you did for you, or what these products have done for you. They already feel like they know you, so they don't just turn a blind eye to it. So that is one of the biggest things that you can do from this inviting standpoint, is to just invite people to be your friend. If you want to invite 5 people a day, that's great. If you want to cold invite, and you want to tell people right up front that, hey, I'm having a challenge. I think it's great for anybody at any fitness level, at any health level, because it's individualized. You can do that. That's fine. But if that makes you uncomfortable like it does me, stick to inviting to be your friend and building those relationships. And that is how I've grown my business from day one. All right. So another thing you can do, and I have seen this, and I know you have to see it too. We just opened up a Krispy Kreme in Decatur, and I am seeing people post left and right about eating Krispy Kreme and they're a failure and all this stuff. Well, I'm the first to comment on that and trickle in the fact that I'm so thankful I get to live a lifestyle where if I want to go eat a donut, that's not like the end of all my health. I can eat that donut because I have a lifestyle of moderation. So I can trickle in, building those relationships and building kind of the foundation of what it is that I do, so that people can see that it's something that they can do. I have also reached out to people that, they put out there like, has anybody done Weight Watchers? Has anybody done this? I'm desperate. I need something. And when I message them, I let them know what it is that I do, that I have a fitness page that they're welcome to follow, that I do free information, free help from. They're welcome to reach out to me. I am not trying to sell them anything right now. I fully believe in what I do as far as a challenge group and the products, but I've been there in their shoes. I've been desperate. I've been miserable. I have felt like a failure. And so I felt like I needed to reach out to them and just offer up my help and my encouragement. And that little step of not going, hey, here's my link. I have great products. Check some of them out. Order whatever you want. That doesn't go anywhere. But just being personal to someone and connecting to them with their struggles can make all the difference in the world. All right, so another thing is, and I kind of already said something about this, about your everyday conversations. I just want to tell a quick story. And this has happened multiple times. I have lots and lots of stories about this, but we were at the splash pad in our area, and I was sitting at a table with all my little children, and someone came up and asked if they could borrow just a corner of the table. They had a very small child, and I was like, absolutely, I'm scooting my bunch over and trying to make some room for them. Well, I'm just going to make small talk with her because that's what I do. I build relationships and I make myself known. And so I just strike up basic conversations. Your kids are so cute. What's their age? Are you guys from around here? We live in Priceville. Just letting her know that I'm comfortable to speak with, so that she felt comfortable to speak to me. And it rolls into one thing and another, and eventually I can say stuff. Oh yeah, that was back when I used to teach high school math, and I used to be a photographer. I would say these things to where, oh, she asked, well, what is it that you do now? Do you just stay home with your children? I was able to tell her what it is that I do. We had not mentioned anything about food, and that comes up often in conversations about food and healthy food. I can always find a way to get into the conversation that way. But I was able to kind of just manipulate that conversation in a very normal fashion for her to be able to say, what is it that you do now? And so when I told her, she was like, oh my goodness, I felt like God just put you here because I have struggled, and started saying all these things. Gave her my business card. She reached out to me. It took a good probably 6 or 8 months before she finally committed. I didn't push her to do a challenge group, but she fully committed. She bought not one challenge pack, but 2 challenge packs. And she has bought so much Shakeology from that point on. And it was just because I took the time to strike up a very quick conversation with her. We did not sit and talk for 2 hours. We may have talked for maybe 5 or 6 minutes, long enough for her to feel comfortable with the fact that I was just a normal mom. So you can find stuff like that all throughout the day. If you were walking around Target, if you're going to church, if you're going to little mommy groups, if you're going to work, all those different things, you're going to find ways to have conversations with people and just keep some business cards on you. They're cheap, or they're absolutely free at Vistaprint. That's what I got. I had free ones at the time, that's what I gave her. And so utilize all those opportunities just to build a personal relationship with someone, even if it's just on the surface. These are not best friends that I have coffee with or anything like that, but they feel like they know me enough. They're willing to make that investment in what I'm saying that they can learn. All right. And the last thing I want to talk about is when you do these invitations on social media, where it's just kind of a blanket invitation in general, having a challenge group, no matter if it's a specific one or if it's something that it's just general, a clean eating challenge group. If you are getting interest in that, if they comment on it or if they message you, do not just send a link going, here's my website, check it out. They will run, and you will never, ever hear from them again. When they say that they're interested, the first thing you want to do is connect with them privately and ask them, what is it that makes them intrigued with what you're doing? What are their health and fitness goals? What are they wanting to get out of it? And what are their struggles? And I explain it by saying, if I can find out where you're coming from and where you're wanting to go, I can help individualize what we would do a little bit better. So if I can get that information from you, I can explain it a whole lot better and how this challenge would work for you, since it is very individualized for each person. All the rest from there on out is still pretty much the same. The same process. I do the challenge groups the same, but I've made that individual investment in them and in knowing what their goals are, what their struggles are. And when they tell me what their goals and their struggles are, almost immediately I can relate to a large portion of it. Even if it's on a different scheme as far as level, they may have a whole lot more weight to lose than what I did, or a whole lot less to lose than what I did. Or they may struggle with a different type of food that they're addicted to than I did, but it's still the same concepts and it's the same struggles. So when I get that information, I can pour my heart out into where I came from, what I learned through my challenge group, and where I'm at 3.5 years later. And so I can build that relationship on a personal level so that before I ever say, here's some challenge packs and here's their prices, I've already gotten them sold. They know me, they know my heart, they know what this challenge can do for them before they ever even ask what a price is. And I always, if they ask for a price right off the front, I say there's a range of prices. Let me get some information from you so that I can give you a better idea of what it might cost. It's still going to be the same challenge packs remotely from 140 up to 205. So, I mean, it's going to be the same, but they don't realize that. You're just trying to get to know them and let them know that you're not just looking at them like a dollar sign and Success Club points. You truly want to help them and help them pass their own excuses to get to where you have found in your own journey. So that's what I have for inviting. This is a little bit longer video because, this business, it has a lot to do with this. Yes, all the personal development and stuff that we do behind the scenes is important. That's what gives us information to pour out into these people. But if you're not inviting on some level, and if you're not putting yourself out there on some level, all of it is just going to fall dead and it's not going to do anything for you. So that's why this video is a little bit longer, and I hope you got something out of it and that you will start using it and using it daily in every opportunity. God will put people in your way. You just have to open up your mouth, have a little faith, and start speaking. And you can grow your business because you're helping people one person after another. You guys have a great day.